The DA's Belinda Kaza Ochozonoku are going head-to-head for the Metro's highest office. Today's extraordinary council meeting was called following Kabelo Gwamanda's resignation earlier this week. Alpha Ramoshwana reports from council.
The DA made a late entry to the mayoral race of Johannesburg, with its caucus leader Belinda Kaza Ochozonoku accepting a nomination from the floor. But the party no longer has the support of Action SA, which decided to rub shoulders with the ANC in the city last month. The IFP, which once shared a bid with the DA in the Metro, has now also jumped ship to support the nomination of the ANC's Data Morero to the mayoral office. The DA decided to contest the position after its motion to dissolve the council was rejected by political parties. The IEC will begin the counting process following the conclusion of voting. Alpha Ramoshwana, Eyewitness News, Johannesburg.
And Electricity Minister Josienso Ramokgopa has withdrawn the government gazette that paved the way for the procurement of nuclear energy. Ramokgopa made the announcement today where he gave an update on government's push for nuclear as part of the energy mix. On the weather front, a fine Saturday in store for Gauteng tomorrow. Joburg dropping to an overnight low of 6 degrees, peaking at 25. Pretoria 10 and 26, Vereeniging 2 and 27. Lerato Huffela, Eyewitness News.
Eyewitness News on 947. For more, click ewn.co.za. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mayoral Sports Worldwide.
To give clarity so that there is no speculation, decided not to renew the membership of the EFF because I will join and participate in Umkhonto Wesizwe Party. I am not going to speak here in Winnie-Madikizela Mandela House as to what is the basis of that.
Floyd is not the only one. Jimmy Manyi has also resigned to go and join MK, and there will be many others who are going to leave the EFF because they've got their loyalty and support to the deputy president.
Sports writer, broadcast journalist from Haters TV, Jerry Cox joins me on the line.
The time it's taken last year got to 64 seconds on average for each decision on VAR, whereas the season before was 40 seconds. Now, I think they're aiming to make it no longer than 30 seconds for any decision.
Who is the dark horse?
2 years ago, Newcastle came in there. They came into the Champions League places and played in the Champions League. That wasn't expected. And last year, Aston Villa did it. So is there another team that can come through in that level? Very hard to say. It could just be West Ham. I wouldn't go so far as to say they could make Champions League places, but I think they could be a really interesting side this year.
Marawa, good evening. I just want to say, not long ago you had unemployed Retono Sema on your show. Today the Sema is back at Cocoon. You are his lucky charm, I think.
Robert Marawa, live on 947. Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Sowetan Live. #MSW.
My advice, give him time. If they accept my advice for the owners from Chelsea, give him time, and it will work. All the manager needs time, right? So I don't know, Chelsea is the place to do this, but give him time and he will work. This is my feeling. But you see the Devil squad, yeah, it's a lot. But the reason why they do it is not my business. When all the times judge what Man City do, I will not be the first to say what the others do. They can do what they believe is the best for the team. I'm pretty sure they do it. But if you see the squad have more than 40 players, but for more than 40, so it's a lot. So this is the reality, but I don't know.
Give him time. Those are the words of Pep Guardiola, the defending champions of the Premier League. It is the start of a long campaign in England. And tonight is that day. Fulham are going to be taking on Manchester United. But going back to Pep, I mean, the Man City manager talking about saying that he will come up against the assistant, his former assistant, Enzo Maresca, in the opposition dugout when the side play against Chelsea on Sunday. Now, after the Italian was appointed by the Blues, Maresca guided Leicester City to the championship title last season in his first season at the club. So Guardiola has also provided an update after City were hit. Hey, you've been following the story. The big injury blow ahead of the new season on Wednesday. There are a whole lot of rumors that began to swirl around about the young winger Oscar Bobb suffering a significant injury in training.
Yeah, I was in the training session and unfortunately had a big impact on his injuries. Will be, I think, the surgery this afternoon. Hopefully it's going to be well, and we are waiting him back as soon as possible in 3-4 months. And we are so sad for him, but not because it was making incredible precision, because it doesn't matter that. It's when injury is long time, always is a problem. And looking forward to see him again as soon as possible. Good recovery, good speed, as quick as possible. And yeah, that's all.
Well, Guardiola also said that Rodri will not be fit to play against Chelsea, while he also touched on Calvin Phillips' loan to Ipswich and João Cancelo's future.
Yeah, feels, I don't know, because he's in training. I didn't see him yet, so I think feels good. But you have to try to training. We'll see when he starts to move his body, how does he feel.
So looking ahead to Sunday, given he's not trained, so not even in the squad?
No chance. It's like going to loan to Ipswich. I think it's close. I don't think it's already done. You never know until it's happened, but apparently he decided to go there. He's training with us, yeah.
And what is the situation with his future?
We will see. We will see. Maybe stay, maybe go loan, maybe I don't know yet. So he's training with us, behaving really well in the training session. So he loves to play football. He loves to training, and we will see.
Is there a world in which he can become a first-team player for you again this season?
Can happen, yeah.
We talked about a big weekend coming up, and if you're a Drickers Du Plessis fan, it's a massive one. If you're a Springbok fan, as we all are, it's also equally a very big one. And I think on both fronts, South Africans are going to wake up, whether it's in the wee hours of the morning. Well, luckily the Springbok game is not that bad, around about 11 o'clock in the morning. Always the time difference between South Africa, New Zealand and Australia is always a problem. But I think this one is a little bit more kinder to us, and we'll all be watching. The Springbok captain as well, Salman Murat, has also emphasized the importance of producing a desperate performance against the Wallabies as they look to achieve the special feat of registering consecutive victories down under.
Yeah, I think last week was exceptional, to sum it up, to keep it short as well. I thought the team really bought into the plan. Everyone was really desperate. And I think going into this week, the challenge would be to back that up. But I can tell you this, that we've had a very good week of prep. And you also mentioned that Australia will be very well prepped, and they'll be desperate as well to turn around their campaign. So we are well aware about that. I mentioned it all week. The challenge for us is to back it up and to be as desperate as last week, if not more. I think this the squad, we're in a very good place. I think there's a healthy competition amongst each other, and for a squad that's always very good. Going into, I can tell you our priority is this game coming this weekend against Australia. If we can get a good result and build on last week, then going into the off week and into the All Black tests will be really good. Obviously, it will give us that extra bit of I don't know, I don't want to say leeway, but comfort going into the All Black test, and then a fresh week prepping for the All Black test. I think everyone that's selected for tomorrow is very desperate and want to cement their place in the squad. So that's a very good thing, I think.
Still sticking around with the Springboks as well. Mzwandile Stick says that the Springboks are very hungry. He's the assistant coach, though, to coach Rassie Erasmus. Says the Boks are hungry to finish their mini tour of Australia unbeaten as they brace for a Wallabies backlash in Perth on Saturday. A Springbok team featuring 10 changes, though, from the one that claimed a comfortable victory in the opening round of the Rugby Championship in Brisbane is locked and loaded. And I know a lot of people have been talking about the changes that Rassie Erasmus has made to the Matchday 23. The Springboks, though, still have 15 players with a World Cup winners medal on show in Perth. This includes the loose head prop, Thomas de Toy, there's centre Lucanyo Am, the veteran wing, Makazola Mapimpi, who all make their returns, though, after missing out on last week's game.
And I think you know very well that we've got a very, very open policy on how we operate and how we do things. And even normally, before even the tour, we'll explain to the players what is our goal as coaches, and management, and for us, we always want to make sure that we, like I said earlier on, that we want to build that squad depth, but on the other side, selecting the same team, for example, if we selected the same team from last week, it doesn't guarantee you a win, guarantee you a win for sure. Do you understand? Because if you look at what happened against Ireland, where we managed to probably select almost the same 23, the following week, and then we didn't pitch up, So I think for us, sometimes to always also give some of other players, I mustn't actually just say the youngsters, because there's also a lot of experienced players, that are also getting opportunity, the likes of Thomas Tutoy, who's been around, waiting for his opportunity, Lucanyo Am, and like I've mentioned, Mapim's also getting a chance, So I think for us is to make sure that, listen, and a lot of these guys on training sessions, they're really pushing us very hard. They really practicing well as a team. And I think the more competition we get, I think the better it is for us as coaching staff. And once again, even whatever that's going to happen tomorrow with the results, a lot of these guys, I know one thing for sure, they're going to lift their hands up. And I know that they will give us a lot of probably answers before the All Blacks game. But once again, I think for me, I'm just happy for a lot of them getting an opportunity. And once again, you spoke about a guy like Salman and the luxury of having all these big proper locks in South Africa. Moon has been around, and even since the junior teams, I think he has earned the stripes, and his credentials, they speak for himself, because every age group that he's played for, he was always one of the leaders. If not a captain, was always in the top two with their leadership group, So I think a lot of these guys, it is a matter of them getting an opportunity because of, once again, like I said, they worked very hard.
Previously on Marawa Sports Worldwide.
Sports writer, broadcast journalist from Haters TV, Jerry Cox joins me on the line. The Big Ben United fans, Jerry, are listening and saying it was the worst ever Premier League finishing 8th last season. Yes, the FA Cup win over Man City in May might have just saved Ten Hag's life. Manchester United under Ten Hag has got to deliver.
You've seen teams like Aston Villa, much more modest budget and very few, big name stars, really. Good management from Unai Emery, a good team, and they found themselves in 4th place, and deservedly so, and they're in the Champions League, And again, they just added more and more players, which just makes it more difficult to get any cohesion. You're still talking about 6-7 clubs that are probably in a better place than Manchester United right now.
#MSW. #MSW. Friday nights, always. This is how we do it. About our beloved legends. Pull up your chair. Let's chat legendary stuff. Marawa Sports Worldwide.
It's Friday, you know what happens. And if there were an equation as well for sports as well as women's empowerment, my remarkable guest tonight would undoubtedly be the answer. An absolute champion, though, for women in sports. I mean, she's brought a new dimension to the administration of various sporting codes right here in South Africa. A former school teacher. She has extensive experience, though, in sporting codes like tennis, football, handball, netball, athletics, boxing, you name them. I should have just said sports. She's literally seen it all. And with an impressive success rate, a groundbreaking trailblazer that she is, it's always a pleasure to speak to Mam Ntambi Ravele, who joins us on the show tonight. Welcome.
Well, thank you, Robert. I'm happy that it's now happening.
Finally.
For the last 2 years, we've been trying to make this day. So, yeah, it's happening today.
You're too busy for us, and that is the problem. I don't know how for so many years you've been able to maintain that level. Do you ever rest?
I do rest. I have my Sundays as my midday.
Mm-hmm.
unless if there's something very serious that I have to do. I do have my time to play golf.
You play golf?
Yes, I play golf.
What's the handicap?
I'm handicapped now. I might be 22, I think. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at you. What led to that? Because a lot of people say either they want to go do business on the golf course or they want to de-stress on the golf course. What drove you?
So when I was at Technical Pretoria, because of I was responsible for marketing and sponsorship, my boss says to me, Ntambi, you can't be a marketer without playing golf. They actually went and looked for clubs for me and started training me to play golf. But I then realized later that the rector wanted a session where he could speak to some of us who he can't reach in most of the time because he also played golf. So that helped us actually with our team to also have access to him and him have access to us whilst we are playing golf.
So it was a psychology more than anything, from what it sounds like. So he was working on you guys mentally.
Exactly.
And he wanted you exactly where he wanted you.
That's it. But that I got hooked.
I believe so, though, because then it is also a very time-consuming sport. So you almost have to give up most of your day, and that is why people tee off so early in the morning, so that at least they get a portion of the day to actually work. Did you find that it fulfilled all of those needs for you and got you to be as calm as possible without having to go for an expensive spa?
So one thing I like with golf is that, and I always say to people, if I was not playing golf today, I will be mad. Because of it's one time where I could switch off my phone for 4 hours.
Yes.
And focus on this small ball which humbles you. and usually I want to walk. I don't want to use a cart unless if the course demands that. So as I'm walking, I could actually reflect on things that related to my work. But also it gives me time to network with other people and possibly at a certain time, close up, I'll move away from my activities to focus on people around me laughing and being frustrated by that small ball.
I've seen people break their clubs on that golf course. So I understand you.
Yeah.
From a sporting perspective, though, we've just come out of, I don't know how you describe it. I don't say a successful Olympic Games. You might look at it and say, you should have done better. So I'm just going to say we've just come out of an Olympic Games.
Yeah.
Where we won, where we could, where we lost, unfortunately. How would you describe these games? How do they sit with you? When you reflect back, and how would you describe South Africa's performance there?
So there are two issues. One is the fact that, and I was looking at the stats from when we started participating in the Olympics, and I think this year is the highest medals that we received. And I was looking at the fact that somewhere we're going down, up, down, up, down. And I think where we are now, and I'm excited about the youngsters that are coming through, especially in athletics.
Yes.
And I think where we are now, we just have to take a step back, reflect on these Olympics and the previous one, where only women were brought back the medals, and now even it's a woman who actually brought us more medals.
In swimming.
That's in swimming.
Yeah.
And we need to reflect on that and actually ask ourselves, where are we going wrong? I mean, you look at Kenya, and you ask yourself to say, how are we going to work around in such a way that we compete at the same level with Kenya? But Botswana is coming. And we should be worried.
So what are they doing right?
What are they doing right? What we are not doing
Pause
right?
on that one. Pause on that one. I always called you Madam President, so that's not going to change. So Madam President is in studio.
Hashtag MSW live now on 947 Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Sowetan Live at the same time. Hashtag MSW.
Race for riches with Hollywood Bets Spinner Song at Jackpot Race. Bet R2 or more on selected games every Wednesday, Friday and Saturday between 8:30 and 10:30 p.m. You could win your share of 3 million rand. Take the spin of a lifetime and play now. T's and C's apply. Hollywood Sportsbook is a licensed betting operator. Hollywood Bet supports responsible gambling. No persons under the age of 18 years are permitted to gamble. Winners know when to stop. South African Responsible Gambling Foundation toll-free counselling line 0800 006 008 or WhatsApp help to 076 675 0710.
There are many reasons to choose First for Women. As an insurer made for women, we've been keeping women fearless for over 20 years, with solutions designed specifically for women, like 24/7 assistance at home and on the road, and handbag cover of up to 25,000 Rand. So choose fearless. Choose First for Women. Visit firstforwomen.co.za. A licensed non-life insurance FSP. T's and C's online.
Win big with Cell C and Samsung. Get the new Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 6 for only 999 Rand per month on a 36-month Elevate 2 contract and get a 1,000 Rand accessory voucher free. You can also save up to 15,000 Rand when you trade in a qualifying device. Plus, stand a chance to win 100,000 Rand towards your wish or win your contract on us. Go in store or call 084 145. Valid until 22 August. T's and C's apply. Cell C. Change your world.
Become one of 10 millionaires with Bobb. Buy any participating product and swipe your rewards card for a chance to win. Competition ends 6 October. Get 2 litres Spar Ultra Pasteurized Fresh Milk for just $34.99 with card. Or $7.50, 780-gram Nola Mayonnaise Original, Tangy, Sweet and Creamy, or Slim. Also $34.99. Save 10 Rand with card. Rewards prices valid until 20 August. T's and C's apply.
You've just closed a deal. Your business is about to boom, but you need cash quickly. Do you find a way to cut costs? Tap into your personal savings? Go to the bank with its long queues and pages of paperwork? No. Ask Lula. It's fast, easy Lula to get business funding of up to 5 million Rand in 24 hours. Apply online in minutes with no paperwork, no obligations, and no collateral needed. Apply today at lula.co.za and make cash flow.
Don't be out here trying to heavy lift appliances to kit out your crib. Take a lot more, we'll do the shifting. Pay attention and get some more.
Couch for the kazi. Give me some more. New TV to watch Rasi. Give me some more. Heavy shipping for free. Give me some more. No extra fee. Give me some more. Snacks for the goat. Give me some more. Batteries for the remote. Give me some more.
Order twice today.
Give me some more.
More on the way.
Give me some more.
Hey. Get unlimited free fast delivery and collect with Take a Lot More. Sign up from only 39 Rand per month at Take a Lot today.
Previously on Marawa Sports Worldwide.
But our attention immediately now has got to shift to the upcoming Paralympic Games. On the line and also all the way in Paris in France, Leon Fleisser.
Good young crop of athletes in the team as well as 3 new sports that we've never qualified before. So we've qualified boccia, triathlon and para-judo for the first time in our history. And we're very happy about boccia. It's a sport for the severely disabled, and we didn't want to show that we neglect the more severely disabled athletes out there, and put a bit of funding into them and managed to qualify 1 male and 1 female into the team. A number of Olympic and Paralympic athletes that have qualified for these games are on our 2028 funding program, and we're already kicking in with our 2032 funding program for Brisbane.
Hashtag MSW. Hashtag MSW.
Yeah, this happy weekend that we all talk about begins tonight. And why do I say that? I mean, I got some epic news, though, and it is going to take your weekend from good to great. Now, Showmax Premier League is back, and I just know that you're just as hyped up as I am. Let me give you a couple of pointers as to why I'm excited. We're going to be kicking off the brand new season of the Premier League at Old Trafford. Manchester United are going to be playing host to Fulham this evening. So the build-up, now this is the crazy part. If that's where you consume your Premier League, I would urge you maybe 5 minutes before 8 to start switching on because, you know, my Scorpions that are over there in the UK have sent me some exclusive footage. It's like behind the scenes footage, though, which I will share on social media after the show. Now, this is going to do with Eric Cantona. So remember Eric Cantona, the man with the kung fu kick into the fan some years back. So he's been invited to be part of the panelists. But what I saw Eric do in this clip, I am not too sure. I'm not sure what's happening. But all I can tell you is that the build-up promises to be memorable with the king, Eric Cantona, making his debut on Matchday Live. He's going to be joined by our very own Julia Stewart, as well as Owen Hargreaves. So make a date and a time for that. If you're consuming on Showmax Premier League, you dare not miss that. So Saturday, though, sees two more debuts, though, in the same match. Kieran McKenna of Ipswich Town, as well as Arne Slot, the newly signed Liverpool manager. Now, this game also marks the Tractor Boys' return to the top flight after a whopping 22 years. Welcome back, guys. In the meantime, though, Arsenal hope to continue last season's momentum with a win over Wolves, and Newcastle takes on a returning Southampton. Sunday also presents another debut for Enzo Maresca, taking the reins at Chelsea. His first test is going to come against Manchester City, who are on the road to an unprecedented 5th Premier League title in a row. Now, the opening weekend ends at the King Power Stadium. Leicester City are going to be making their own return against Spurs. Now, this season is for me. I don't know for you, but I can tell you this. This season is for me, for you, and for everyone everywhere. So subscribe to Showmax Premier League for only 69 Rand per month and do it now.
Friday nights, always. This is how we do it. About our beloved legends. Pull up your chair. Let's chat legendary stuff. Marawa Sports Worldwide.
Legendary administrator, legendary marketer, legendary sports personality, legendary leader. A person who's taken many bullets for the fight, and I won't just say for women in sport, I'll just say for sport in general in South Africa, because I think limiting it to women in sport will be just too limiting and very unfair to our guest. So I think just generally what she's done has been remarkable. There are a couple of things that South Africa doesn't see that she put into place. And because of her absence in those positions, we will never see those things ever again. And we were just chatting before the break about her insight into the Olympic Games and how South Africa fared. And we were just touching on Kenya. I think you raised the issue of Kenya. And secondly, you came a little bit closer to her next door neighbors in Ntambi Ravele. You came to Botswana, who filled up a national stadium a couple of days ago to welcome back their heroes. And I think just that alone,
And have a holiday.
And have a holiday. And have houses given, have cows given, all sorts and manner of things on day one. There was still going to be a day two. I don't have all the facts about day two in terms of what they got, but they were to receive, especially from the corporate sector in Botswana. So what is it, in your observation, that is making Botswana the talk, not of town, but the talk of the world? What are they doing differently?
I think the gold medal in a track, it made them a talk of the world. But also, I think also the way they celebrated that gold medal, it's something that possibly, I don't know whether we are receiving too much medals that we don't celebrate them enough, or our targets are too high, that whatever we receive, we are not excited so much. But I think any kid from Botswana now would want to participate in sport after realizing that the country stopped to celebrate that medal.
But then, in terms of what they do, and you've been a doer behind the scenes, in terms of us reaching our success.
Yeah.
We know what Kenya's implementation is. We know what they spend is when it comes to their elite athletes and what they put in. We've had an OPEC system here that is supposed to plow in the money. We had Akani Simbine who was here just before he left for the Diamond League and then before he left, obviously, for the Olympic Games. And he made mention of the fact that, he will give credence to the OPEC's system, but then somehow I think it's about when the funds get released. So I think when they get released, it's a little bit too late. Too late because it's too close now to the Olympic Games. How do we change all of that? And how do we learn from a Botswana if we are to humble ourselves? Because sometimes we get a bit too big-headed for ourselves without having done much.
Years back, Robert, we used to do a lot of research on other countries. I'm not sure whether that is still happening now. And I think possibly that's one of the things that we need to actually go and do a little bit of a survey on how Botswana is actually coming up to these stages and Kenya. But also, I think also we need to listen to athletes. Sometimes we create a situation where administratively you get information from the federation and not directly from the athletes themselves. Because of athletes themselves, possibly they might have different views on certain areas. I mean, I listened to a lot of interviews, especially from athletics before the Olympics. And I think it's one area that we need to also open up an opportunity to have a conversation with athletes to say, in planning for the next LA Olympics, what do you expect from us to make sure that your pathway and preparation is clear and it's accessible, especially on resources. And I was quite happy with the relay team because they were actually appreciating that the money that they were given and the opportunity for them to go and train before the competition itself helped them to. And I think those are the things that we need to also or possibly open up to have athletes giving you more information for planning.
And I agree with that. Just to come in, because maybe people might miss why that is important when you get the time together as a relay team. And when you look at what happened with the United States of America and the baton change, and when you mess that up, that is it. That's your Olympics.
That's the end. Yeah. Whether you are the best runners, but as soon as you lose that baton, that's the end. So, I think because of SASCOC, I think they work directly with federations and possibly they should actually move closer to athletes themselves, even if, protocol-wise, they have to work with federations.
But how does protocol for me, since readmission, and I say this for a lot of sporting codes with respect, is that if something doesn't work now in 2024, it might have worked back then, 92, 93, 94. It might have worked then just to appease people. Okay, federations and other sporting codes, LFAs, okay, you want to be nice to them. But if it doesn't give us the returns that we know we should be getting, then surely there should be structurally a change of how we approach things.
No, it's true.
What would you change, though, in terms of how we do things with SASCOG and how, like you're saying, let SASCOG be closer to the athletes. How do we get there sooner?
I think it's an issue of conversations and open conversations, and people should allow to be criticized for purpose of progress. Because of if you are saying to me, Ntambi, I'm happy with what you're doing, whilst you are not happy, you are not helping me to change. So I think we need that honest discussion and conversation.
But as South African sports administrators at this stage, are they open to that? Are they mature enough for that? I go back to a time where we were expecting you to ascend into a position of the president of SASCOG. And Then there was deliberation about whether they should be, you know this very well, whether there was deliberation on whether there should be an inquiry as to whether there were people that had openly conspired against you.
Yeah.
And we know the names. I don't want to mention their names now. But those are names. Some of the people are there at SASCOG now heading up the organization. But then what happens to Ntambi? What happens to the roll call of advice that you could give, the roll call of experience that you've gained, the independence that you have, so much more that you could give sport, and especially Olympic sport? Does that dream now just fade away?
It does, because of if you are out of the system, you're out. And I think that's one of the things that moving forward, because there are a lot of people, except for me, who can assist in giving advice on how to deal with certain issues because of their experiences, even some of the former presidents. And I think it's an issue that possibly moving forward, we need to open up that channel. I mean, you were in school sport in Daba or whatever they call it.
Correct.
And I was a teacher myself.
Yeah.
I have a lot of experience that I could have shared in that forum. And the issue is one is that how do we select people to come to these forums? We have a booklet which was done by the department with 100 influential sports people. That booklet is not even used, but it was actually from the department. And these are the people that were listed in that booklet who can add value in our sports.
A lot of these things are, let's tick a box. We've had an endeavor. Well done, guys. Well done. You who brought the marquee, you who brought the sound, you get paid. Thank you very much indeed. Let's go to Tebogo in the East Rand. Tebogo, good evening.
Good evening, Rob, and good evening to the legend, Sis Ntambi Ravele.
Good evening.
Yes. Rob, you are talking to the stalwart of women's sports, a fine administrator who, for me, I think we are robbed as a country not to have her as a SASCOG president. Because for me, she served this country, different federations with excellence, and left an indelible mark in every role that she occupied. But my question to Sis Ntambi is that what are some of the corporate governance issues that you have encountered that you believe are preventing South Africa from realizing its potential? Because I believe you are an advocate for corporate governance because some of the circumstances that made you leave Tennis SA were issues around corporate governance. I just want to hear your views around that, Tebogo, and wishing you all the best in your future endeavors.
Oh, beautiful. Tebogo in the East Rand saying that one of our preeminent administrators, I don't disagree with that at all. Fully agree with that. Corporate governance.
Yeah.
And he feels very strongly about what happened to you, aligning with corporate governance and your beliefs around that.
So one of the challenges with federations is the fact that they have constitutions, they have policies, and I think the problem comes in when they have to implement those policies and follow those constitutions. With boxing, it was actually to make sure that they follow the regulations. And it's the biggest problem because of, at the end of the day, people are afraid to challenge because of they will be victimized. And if they are victimized, they might be out of sport, and they love doing, they're passionate about this sport. Some of us, we have to be brave and call it the way it is, and take the fact that I wouldn't mind if I lose the position, and I've lost many positions because of that. But I think we need to come to a situation where sports should create an ombudsman, where when people have issues, they should be able to go to an independent organization to raise those issues and get intervention at that level, because of some of the issues are raised with some of the federations, and federations are not even acting because of some of the challenges might be affecting some of the executive members, and also when it comes to players, they are afraid to actually lose their positions.
I call that cowardice. Those are absolute cowards. But when you come back from the break, a number of people have sent tributes. They heard you were coming through, and they said, you know what, we need to thank this lady for what she's done. And I'm seeing on social media one or two people saying, hey, listen, I'm at 2000. So give us a quick brief in terms of Mam Ntambi and what she's done. And I've tried while you were talking to scribble a couple of things down. So I'm going to try and attempt, as I head to the break, though, that around 86, 96, as an international tennis umpire for the Davis Cup, World Doubles, ATP Tour, ITF tournament, satellite matches, and coaching. Also, South African Netball Association, Senior Vice President of the Black Association then, SA Interim Committee, SANEC, if you remember, Players Convener, Handball SA, Executive Member, Netball South Africa Development Director and Selector, Women's Sport International as a Director, African Women's Sports Association, a Director, Women and Sport Association, and also South Africa. This is Challenge Parliament now. Remember, these are the people that challenge Parliament for the Boxing Act in relation with women boxing. She was the chairperson. Commonwealth Games Federation of South Africa, a board member. SA Students Union, SASU, executive member, coach of Student Netball National Team. Netball SA, she was president 1999 to 2004. Confed of African Netball Association, she was president. SA Sports Commission, board member. South Africa Sports and Recreation, member of the Ministerial Task Team. City of Tshwane, Mayoral Advisory Sports Forum, Commonwealth Games, Deputy Chef de Mission for South Africa, International Federation of Netball. Guys, listen, hey, I'm going to get a gold medal for just mentioning half of her achievements, and I am not even a quarter way through.
#MSW, live now on 947, Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Soweto Live. At the same time. #MSW.
It's Vodacom's birthday, and you get the gifts. Work at home without the lag on up to 100 megabytes per second home internet with 2 terabytes data for 599 Rand per month. Experience faster connectivity on SA's most reliable network. You could be one of 900 customers to get 3 months of your bill paid back in Vodabucks. Sign up or upgrade and stand a chance to win. Here's to the next 30 years of giving you more. T's and C's apply. Further together, Vodacom.
Big news! Deal or No Deal has awarded over 7.5 million Rand cash and continues to change lives. So, join me, Katejo, and stand to win up to 250,000 Rand by registering on dealornodealsa.tv. Catch Deal or No Deal weekdays on SABC2 at 11 a.m. or 6:30 p.m. and on SABC3 at 5:30 p.m. Proudly sponsored by LottoStar.
LottoStar is licensed by the Mpumalanga Economic Regulator. No under 18s. National Responsible Gambling Program. 0800 006 008. T's and C's apply. All games are fixed odds betting events.
Ready to make your grocery shopping more rewarding? With African Bank's international award-winning Audacious Rewards program, earn up to 5% in points when you shop at ShopRite and Checkers with your African Bank card. Thanks to the bank that backs you. Switch at your nearest branch and enjoy Audacious Rewards. Rewards you can count on. African Bank, audacity to believe. African Bank Limited is an authorized financial services and registered credit provider. T's and C's apply.
Experience the thrill of an all-electric BMW. As market leaders with an extensive range of models, we have the BMW that's perfect for you. Purchase yours today and receive 1 year's complimentary insurance, a home charger with installation, and a 10,000 Rand charge card. Go electric and never go back. Visit buy.bmw.co.za. BMW complimentary insurance offers underwritten by Santam Limited, a registered insurer and authorized FSP 3416. Valid for 12 months from the date of purchase of the vehicle until 30 September 2024. T's and C's apply.
With SuperSport, you can get all the football you want because we've got it all on every package from Channel 201 to 205. Get all the leagues, all the cups, all the matches live from the Premier League to the Betway Premiership. All the derbies, all your favorite stars live. Because when it comes to football, there's only one place to watch it all. And that's on your World of Champions, SuperSport. Only on DSTV, your home of football.
Okay, perfect, Shomi. I'll see you ladies after work. Bye. If you're like me and have a busy schedule at and after work, then you need to keep Oma close. Oma rusks are my snack time bestie for a quick and tasty pick-me-up before mid-morning meetings or as an afternoon boost. Crunchy and satisfying, Oma rusks are delicious to dunk in whatever cup of tea or coffee I'm drinking. Oh, that's me again. I gotta go. Just remember, with Oma rusks, you can make snack time dipping delicious.
Previously on Marawa Sports Worldwide.
But our attention immediately now has got to shift to the upcoming Paralympic Games. On the line and also all the way in Paris in France, Leon Fleisser. Our expectations are high simply because of what we've done previously, and our returns as far as the medals are concerned are also extremely high. We do very well, like you've reiterated yourself.
So, as you know, we went through a bit of hardship with no funding for a while. So we only received our sort of money with the onset of the Bidvest Operation Excellence program in May last year for both the Olympic and the Paralympic. So not been ideal, but happy with our preparations to date.
Hashtag MSW. Hashtag MSW. Friday nights, always. This is how we do it. About our beloved legends. Pull up your chair. Let's chat legendary stuff. Marawa Sports Worldwide.
When I look at the number of tributes that are pouring in, I then realize how loved and respected she is.
Madam Chair, yeah, it's been a while since we last spoke, eh? Yeah, glad to witness yet another moment where you get given your flowers while you can still smell them. Thanks to the one and only Serop Madlupu too. Yeah, to witness a moment where the story of your life, the journey of your career and its illustrious accomplishments get to be told. An opportunity to inspire a girl child by placing before the nation a worthy role model, a woman of substance like you, Ntambi Ravele. In the many facets of your career as a teacher, as a mentor, an administrator, a gender activist, an entrepreneur, and then an executive all round, I am personally honored to have worked with you as my boss and my board chairperson at Boxing South Africa. I consider myself extremely fortunate to have witnessed firsthand your leadership touch, your compassion, your honesty, your clarity of vision, your decisiveness, and your bravado. Yeah, if there's one thing about Ntambi Ravele, she's brave, eh? No, that much I grant you. Even today, your legacy remains in the DNA of programs at Boxing South Africa. Women in boxing, that one is your brainchild. Boxing is back. That partnership with various broadcasters that brought back boxing to the screens after many years of blackouts. Your culture for good governance and clean governance. Respect for the rule of law. Your passion for the establishment of licensee associations. Promoters Association, Ring Officials Association, Boxers Association. As I wrap up, Tata Mandela once said, I can only rest for a moment, for with freedom come responsibilities, and I dare not linger, for my long walk is not ended. This, for me, sums up the person I know you to be. You never rest. You never become complacent. You never get lost basking in the glory of your achievements. You're always hungry to work even harder and make an even bigger impact. Rise up and shine on, Madam Chair, the one and only Ntambi Ravele.
Oh, wow, Tulu. Thank you so much, Tulu.
Wow. You taught him well. How prepared was he for that tribute?
I really don't know. I mean, to cover all the things, I'm impressed.
He summarized the difference that you made in boxing.
Yeah.
In just that brief tribute.
Yeah.
And I think for the people that don't know, you're the first female to be chairwoman of Boxing SA.
Yeah.
And that alone says a lot of things. And the number of fight cards, and before, I think it was 2001, there was no professional female boxing in this country.
Yeah.
And that's what you made happen.
Yep.
You know, so that is why I'm saying that, hey, Tsulu, I don't know what else you want to say to him. But sure. I've never seen you silenced.
No, not at all.
Thank you so much, Tulu. Thank you.
Yeah,
Let's
thank
let
you.
the word sink in. Hey?
Robert, today you're hosting one of the greatest legends this country ever produced. Ntambi, your perseverance is an inspiration to many of us. I am standing firm today because of your encouragement and support. You have impacted the lives of many people, especially women. I am one of them. Besides being a great leader nationally and internationally in many federations and a recipient of awards, you have the ability to search for solutions to problems and to find innovative ways to encourage others to stand up for their rights. I know you fought many battles all by yourself with no support from women. You overcame some and you lost some. And I know you even lost money. But what inspired me most is when you fought for other women. You are a phenomenal human being, Ntambi, an incredible woman, a resilient individual, and a remarkable leader of note. Your journey is nothing short of extraordinary. You are truly, truly incredible. There is still so much in you to give to this country, to the continent, and to the world. May God continue to bless you abundantly beyond measure. The only assignment left that you have to do is to invite me to play golf with you. I am still waiting for that invite.
Oh, Maria Ledwaba. We are celebrating our legends while they're still alive. That's all I'm
Thank you,
saying.
Mama Ria.
Sure. You know what? I'm not going to give you time to recover. I'm going to move on to the next one. I just got a text now from somebody who's a big fan of you and what you do, a big fan of the show. He says, "Good evening, Rob. You are sitting with legendary woman who remains a source of inspiration and encouragement to many of us sports practitioners. When I was approached by Tux to join sport department, I was having two minds to accept the offer. When I asked for her opinion, she said, 'Who is going to transform sports in this historical white institutions?' The message was loud and clear. Here I am, still making a difference. Indeed, she is a legend. Good health to her." You must... You know, Bra Kenneth. Nobody else.
Good evening, everyone. It's Munira Ramatilla, and happy Women's Month to all the incredible ladies out there. With regards to Miss Ntambi Ravele, really quite an iconic woman within the women in sports industry. I just wanted to take this moment to recognize and applaud all her incredible work that she's done as being an activist for women in sport. I mean, always being there in times of need when we go through struggles or there's battles that we are fighting and we need to get through, with her guidance and her support, and always knowing that she's just a phone call or a text message away. Keep up the incredible work that you're doing. Thank you so much for being there for all of us. Thank you for doing so much for the industry and changing the game for so many of us and making us understand and realize that we can really achieve anything that we want to achieve, and we all have our little bit to do in society to make sure that sports changes, the lives of sportswomen change, and also ensuring that, you know, we understand our rights within the industry. Sportswomen understand their rights within the industry, and they have every right to go after whatever it is that they want. And through your guidance, we've learned so much, especially myself. I've learned so much from you. You've guided me so much and taught me so much, and I know I'm not the only one in the industry who feels this way. But keep up the good work, and thank you so much for everything that you do.
Munira,
Monira, thank you so much. Yeah, that's all I can say.
For now, that's all you're going to say.
Yeah.
And for people, I'm looking at the YouTube channel. The guys are saying, you know what? Wow, so many positions. Congratulations to her. How did she manage to do that? And how many lifetimes has she lived? Guess what? I was not even through, guys. She's still a trustee and a board member of SCORE International, Supreme Council of Sport in Africa, SA Hall of Fame, director and chairperson, also Gauteng Sport Council, former executive member, Disciplinary Committee of the South African Football Association, Pakisa Major Sports Events Board Member, Tshwane Sports Council, Executive Member, Board Member and Chairperson, Board Member of Pack and Stack. Then there was Sports Science of Institute of South Africa. She was the board member. Board Chairperson of Wheelchair Tennis South Africa, National Lottery Commission, Sports and Recreation Distributory Agency member, Gauteng Tourism Agency board member, Women's Sport Africa Network co-founder and board member, Tennis South Africa chairperson of WTSA and board member of TSA, Brand South Africa board trustee, Laureate Sport for Good Foundation board trustee, SA Women and Sport Foundation, a founder member and chairperson. You know what? I need another break.
Good evening, Rob and your listeners. Dr. Azutamsi Shadrach Ntangeni, a former colleague of Ntambi Ravele when she was working at the Tshwane University of Technology, responsible for sponsorship and marketing. We all know her work. We've seen her doing wonders with the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture. She also went to the PSL, where she worked very closely with the former CEO and the late Trevor Phillips. She went to the Boxing South Africa as the chairperson of the board. She is now with Cricket South Africa, serving in the board. We've seen her doing a wonderful and amazing work with our foundation to empower young women who are involved in sports. And we just want to appreciate her and give her flowers while she can smell them. Keep up the good work, Mukororo wa Ravele. Nda.
Shadrach Ntangeni, thank you, man. Oh, that's so good to hear from Shadrach. It's been a while, but guys, I think everyone's blown away. Blown away because at times we live in our little dark corners and we don't highlight the people that matter in society. And I don't want you to still be in the dark. And maybe, you know what, I don't even know what this voice note says.
Good evening, Rob, and good evening to the MSW shareholders, and special greetings to Mem Ntambi. I think, Rob, with everything that you just read in terms of her achievements and profile, it absolutely makes no sense that SASCOC decided to be that organization that saw that she's not worthy to be the leader there. I think it just goes down to it always begs the question as to who exactly benefits when some people don't get to lead these organizations. Because I always maintain that the SA in these organizations is not for a person, it's for the country, it's for South Africa, it's for us. It's just unfortunate that some people always look at that and then just think it's a personal entity. Thanks, Rob.
Oof, thank you, Bob. You know it. Sipon Zuzo says that you got the most experienced administrator that has knowledge of all sporting codes. These are people that we need to celebrate as a country. I suggest that we write to the president of the country to honor Ntambi with the highest honor. Sipon Zuzo, thank you so much. I agree with that. I really do. I don't need your response to this because I know how humble you are. You're going to tell me, oh, yeah, no. I agree with that. And whatever you choose to do moving forward, I wish you everything of the best. I hope that the Minister of Sports, Arts and Culture, who's coming with a great deal of energy, knows about you, feels the need to utilize you in spaces that can improve not only the country, but also his being a Minister of Sport and his portfolio, which I think it can on many different fronts. I mean, you were a Cricket SA board member for crying out loud. There are a couple of issues we have with cricket right now.
Yeah.
And that's where you would slot in. So I don't know where this journey takes you, but all I'm saying is thank you, thank you. We wanted to just say thank you. Everyone wanted to say thank you. We revere you. We hold you in very high regard, Mam Ntambi. And may the Lord keep you and bless you and guide you always.
Thank you, Robert, and thank you so much for all the people who have sent messages. I'm sitting here and thinking, do I need a memorial service when I die?
No.
And people talk about me when I'm not there. And I think today you have done what you people do usually when you are no longer there.
And today we take
appreciate
pride.
it.
We take pride in doing it while you can hear and you can smell these flowers, ma'am.
Thank you so
Whoever's
much.
going to come to your funeral, those people,
no speeches,
outside of your family and very, tight friends, those people are just wasting our time.
Yeah.
#MSW live now on 947 Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Sowetan Live at the same time. #MSW.